Hello everyone and welcome back to the C# for Beginners course. In this lesson we're going to talk about for, while and do while loops. Loops allow us to repeat code multiple times and they are used in everywhere in programming. So let's not waste time and let's get started. A loop is used when we want to execute the same block of code several times. Instead of writing the same code again and again, we can use loops. In C#, there are three main type of loops: for, while, and do while. Let's start with the for loop. The for loop is usually used when we know exactly how many times the code should run. Let's write for, parentheses. The first must be initialization, and the second one must be condition, and the third one must be increment. This is example, like how it works. And inside the curly brackets, it must be code. So let's look at the real example. Let's write integer I and equal to 1, and now we should write the condition. If the I is less than, like until I less than or equal to 5, and the increment I plus plus. I plus plus means I plus 1. And the code, let's just write the console write line to show the I. Let's run the code. This loop will print the numbers from 1 to 5. After each iteration, the variable I increased by 1. As you see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it worked 5 times because it was first 1. Now let's talk about the while loop. The while loop works as long as the condition is true. We usually use it when we don't know how many times the loop will run. For example, integer I equal to 1, and we will write while, and the condition while I less than or equal to, let's say, 5, in curly brackets, and the code that should execute. Let's write console write line and I plus plus. This is very important because to change the variable inside the loop, and otherwise it will run forever. Now let's talk about do while loop. Do while loop is very similar to the while loop. The main difference is that the do while always runs at least one times. Let's look at the example. Let's write do and then console write line I and I plus plus. Okay, and close. So even if the condition is false, the code inside the do will execute once. Let's run the program. You can't see the difference, so let's do it wrong condition. Let's say more. As you see, only 1 because the do executed once. Now let's talk about loop control operators. First, the first one is break. The break operator stops the loops completely. Let's look at the example. For integer and I equal to 1 and I and less than or equal to 10 and I plus plus. In the code, let's write the condition. If I is equal to 5, then we will break the loop. Yeah, break. We can write without curly brackets because it's only one line. And let's show the result. Console write line. Let's say I. Let's run this code. So as you see, until 4, because the 5 didn't work, it stopped. And the second one is continue. The continue operator skips the current iteration. For example, let's change it to 5. And let's write another condition. If the I is equal to 3, then we will continue. As I said, we can write only continue without without writing curly brackets because it's only one line. And let's write console write line to see the results. Okay. So the continue operator skips the current iteration. We see that 3 was skipped. So let's summarize. For when we know the number of repetitions, while when the condition is more important, do while, and when the code must run at least once, and the break exits the loop, and the continue, like you see, skips the iteration, skips one iteration. So that's it for this lesson. If you liked the video, don't forget to like it and subscribe the channel. In the next lesson, we'll continue learning C# and move forward. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.